Vavin Tzedkata Vezini Defnishin Shvitin Ushvikin Mitzavin Dilchikin Havimin Demikin V'chol Zinefashin Lemibzar Ibza Genzeta V'yata Teren Yuzinakta Sutinin Ufrishin Meshachzet Azakya V'hachin Rechaya V'nagdin Achlaya V'gava B'netishin Alonim Azin Humilin Bignizin Delet Honet Lazin Temirin Ufrishin It Azad Kala Brazin Zilena Begohai Hilula Ve'ilin Kadishin. May it be pleasing before the ancient Holy of Holies, concealed of all concealed, most hidden of all, to reveal His ultimate will and purpose as heavenly dew light flowing down into and filling the head of the diminished presence in impregnating the orchard of holy souls. These are parts of theme, but they're poetic words for the different aspects of God's relationship to us. The Keter aspect and the Bina aspect is one. And there's the Keter Chochmah Bina aspect is called the ancient Holy of Holies, concealed of all concealed, most hidden of hidden, because it's three things: Keter, Chochmah, Bina. And it flows down into Tiferet, which is their Anpin, called the diminished presence. And it impregnates the orchard of holy souls, which is the Shekhinah. Because really it's all one system with many subsystems. It's not different aspects of the Godhead. It's different relationships of the one God to each one of us. And it's important to understand the unity behind everything. And I really will make a point of, I'll try and explain that to the best of my ability. May He fill our minds and hearts with flashes of inspiration, desire to come close to Him, indescribable joy. May the desire, compassion, grace, and loving kindness of the ancient Holy of Holies, concealed of all concealed, most hidden of all, flow down with supernal illumination, desire, and joy upon me and upon every member of my family, upon all who depend upon me, and upon all the children of Israel, His people. May He deliver us from any and all negative influences, etc. May He prepare and bestow grace, loving kindness, long life, plentiful nourishment, compassion upon us, all souls. Amen. May it be His will. Amen. Amen. All of Kabbalah, in the Zohar and the Ari, and all the prayers of Kabbalah are all based on a flow. That there's different aspects along the way, but the flow unites all of them. A lot of the people who get into these aspects, it's a very important point. It's don't separate the aspects. They're all inter-inclusive. Every chesed includes all of the other 6 sefirot, Gevurah, and actually all 10 include all 10. One of the things the Ari explains in the creation process is that there's the creation, at a certain point in the creation process, is what's called the shattering of vessels, as probably most of you have heard. Chapter 10 of Inner Space is one of the best explanations. Rabbi Kaplan was just clear as a bell on these things. Chapter 10 of Inner Space is shattering of the vessels. Chapter 11 is Partsufim, which is what our subject is. So to understand chapter 11, we have to understand chapter 10. So, but what he doesn't say there is something that I learned from the Rashash and from my teachers. Because without teachers, you can't understand this. All the books in the world. And how to apply to yourself. And how to apply to ourselves. The Ari explains that God purposely created a system of nikudim, or nikudot, individual points. Up until that point, in the creation process, everything was whole, W-H-O-L-E-S, a holistic system. God forcibly created a breakdown of that in order to create this drama that we live in, right? Called Olam HaNikudim, which is also called Olam HaTohu, the world of chaos. because in a sense it's the Big Bang, or it's a spiritual antecedent to the Big Bang, where everything is forcefully, all unity is forcefully broken down, and everything moves in a billion different directions. The creation of the possibility of separate existences, something that up at the higher levels did not exist, because we're dealing with an infinite God who could do anything he wants. He could bring about the entire world right as it is, as if theoretically, if he wanted to, but he doesn't. He wants to do it through a process. That's what the spherotic pattern is a process that leads from an initial thought or desire through all the stages that lead to the actual accomplished deed. Why does he work in pattern, in order, in orderly progression, so that we, creatures, in a world where cause and effect has some degree of reality for us, we can work backwards from effect to cause, and from cause to cause of the cause, and from cause of the cause to the cause of the cause of the cause, etc. And as we can work backwards. Why? Because there's a ladder effect coming down, so there's a ladder effect going up. Right? And it's very important that God works according to an order. He's not a fiat God. He doesn't do things without some type of reasoning that we can grasp onto. So Olam Nikudim is called the world of independent existences. It's the preparation for the possibility of independent existence, or literally dots. But really, every one of those dots has the potential now to become a full and complete partsuf, a complete personality with all kinds of parts. How did God do this according to the Ari? He did a very interesting thing. He took all the 10 sefirot and at first made them in such a way that they were all isolated from each other and they couldn't interact with each other. The Ari explains that this is what is called, in terms of Hilchot Shabbat, a Reshut HaRabim. A Reshut HaRabim on Shabbat is where you go outside and up till 10 tefachim, 10 of these, from the ground up, is they called the Reshut HaRabim, the Reshut or the domain of the many, the world of multiplicity. It goes up to here, from the ground, 10 of these, and from above here to the sky, it's called Makom Patur. If you throw something above 10 tefachim to the other person, a few meters away, it's not a prohibition from the Torah, because it's not within the lower 10, but it is certainly a prohibition. But the point is that a Reshut HaRabim reaches only up to here, and there's a lot of laws in Hanukkah where you're supposed to light your Hanukkah lamp below 10 tefachim if possible, because the Shekhinah comes down into the 10 tefachim of the Reshut HaRabim, of the world of multiplicity, right? And that's why Hanukkah is so special. It's not the lifting up of the Shekhinah above the 10 like on Shabbos candles, but it's the bringing of the Shekhinah down into the world of multiplicity, the revelation of godliness into and through the colors are the refractions of the one light into the world of multiplicity. But in a Rishta Yachid, which is a minimum of 4 by 4 by 4 by 4, which represents the two names of God, Yud Ke Vav Ke, Aleph Dalet Nun Yud, squared, and 10 tefachim high, a minimum of 4 by 4 and 10 tefachim high is a Rishta Yachid. That's pretty small. So I mean, you're going to go and you can find bigger places, but you have to create, and if you're in a place where you want to create a Reshut Yachid, you make a fence or a wall, and that's called the domain of